We are live. The house, the home of underground hip hop blog. Mondo.
I was talking to you about like we're like the last of the dying breed when it comes to just that term underground hip hop, right?
It's a dying culture for sure, fool.
I don't think it's dying. I just think there's not many outside of save the hip hop culture and a couple other cats on Instagram.
Right.
But when it comes to a whole platform, when it comes to Google,
That revolves
Facebook,
around,
Twitter,
that breathes,
Instagram,
that lives,
right? X,
underground hip hop.
yeah, and we have a great newsletter too. Anyone wants to join, just go onto the website. It's right here, and just subscribe.
If you are
that's all we ask.
dope MC and you want to be heard, no better place than here, right, Mondo?
Right? Yeah, and we speak for the voiceless.
The unheard, baby.
That's what I feel like.
We speak for the unheard. There's
thousands of kids worldwide that type in that term underground hip hop or new artists.
And what pops up?
Our page first.
Bingo.
They might not necessarily click on it, but who are we to force people to click on shit? But at least we have the positioning. We have the high authority positioning.
And it's a visual a stamp every time you see the brand. You don't think every time you see the brand, they're like, hold on, these guys again. And you're pushing underground hip hop, which is something that there's not a lot of out there.
No.
They promote music. Like we talk about this all the time. They promote music out there. They promote all that bullshit. But sometimes that's not what the core, the real essence of hip hop, graffiti, the fucking art, the b-boys, the dancing, the roots of the New York based hip hop, you know what I'm saying?
There's fans that follow artist pages because they're like devoted to their artists and they're just like stubborn on who they like and who they don't like. But then with underground hip hop blog, people who follow the pages, they're into diversity. They want to discover new music, right, Prodak?
And music again, that's for the streets, fool. That's soulful, fool. That has a meaning. That's really like it's made by people who have. You can hear if there's a struggle, you can hear it in the music. You can hear the energy that they're putting out there. You know what I'm saying?
Like the homie right here, Cashwave. He says, "Yo, I'm trying to do an interview with y'all."
Hell yeah!
Open for upcoming artists. This is all we do. We just promote up and coming artists all day, right, Prodak?
You gotta tap in, man. You gotta send the email. Mondo's gonna put the email up real quick so you guys can send.
Just visit the website, go to the contact page, right?
That's it.
It's not a conspiracy.
This is not crazy. It's not Illuminati shit, bro. Go to the website.
Like right here.
Put your shit.
Here's the website. Hit the contact button.
Boom. Kachingo.
Fortunately, we get thousands of submissions per week, hundreds per day of cats trying to get on. There's obviously a dope team, with Underground Hip Hop Blog who checks the emails and helps out with the newsletters, but we just hope to get to everyone, because we're all human beings. We're not like Double XL and, Hip Hop DX, these robots that promote nothing but
no Diddy.
Yeah,
no
like
Diddy
all they're doing
shit,
is promoting
bro.
Diddy shit
That's
and Drake
it.
shit.
That's
and
you
Future
go into
shit.
those websites
and the stupid beef that I've never even heard the song,
that's all
dog.
it
Like,
goes
what's this hype about? Like, everyone's telling me.
Come on, you haven't heard about that yet,
dude? I have a friend of mine that was like, "Yo,
like
you don't promote hip hop unless you're promoting the new Future shit." And I'm like, bro, why are you even talking to me about this?
Yeah, I know. I can understand that part. But when Kendrick Lamar wakes the fuck up, fool, and like he's dormant for a while, and he wakes the fuck up and just spits some crazy shit, and not just that, but he's dissing some of the big cats that are like, on every magazine, on every website, you know what I mean, every social media.
Yeah, the homie Cash Wave, he's asking if we have an Instagram. Of course we have an Instagram. We actually have the most popular Instagram dedicated to underground hip hop.
Hell yeah.
In the world.
Come on, man. You gotta go tap in, man. You gotta go tap in. You gotta hit the follow, man. We appreciate you. You're on here watching, and you gotta go hit the follow, hit the likes, man.
So subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, share the video, leave a comment. Would really help, man, because it's like
Cash Wave on some real shit. I want to hear more now, bro. Now I'm intrigued. You know what I'm saying? Now we want to hear more. We want to see the the type of underground hip hop that you got packing over there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's an extensive world that we live in, and we have multiple categories that we cover: singles, videos, albums, throwbacks,
Yeah.
Spanish shit. We do a lot of reviews. Shout out to Legends Would Never Die, one of our senior writers out of Detroit. He be getting down. He's like one of the dopest hip hop journalists in the game. We got the homie Val the Vandal. He hosts a radio station out here on FM radio, KPFK, every Friday nights. He's on the map. You know, he's one of our major contributors. You know, Prodak Pistolas right here, host of Underground Hip Hop Blog, interviews and shows now, and he's a dope underground artist from LA. We're all
Hell yeah.
products of our environment, right?
Definitely, and
Right,
we're
Prodak?
and we're moving forward as a unit. You know, it's a movement. And
And you've seen our shows, right? Like we just do our best to throw solid events for the people out here in LA, right?
live shit, fool. I've been to a lot of them. It's real music. It's real artists rapping on beats, not just karaoke. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no karaoke over here, Papa. You know what I'm saying? We don't fuck with that shit.
But we got the homie right here in the green room,
Hell
Brandon
yeah.
the Wizard.
Hey man, he's an interesting guy, man.
Yo, yo,
Hell yeah.
what's
What's up,
cracking?
man? What's up
I'm
with you,
chilling,
man?
man. I'm glad to be on. Thank you for having me, man. It's an honor.
Hell yeah, man. I was looking at your one of your Instagram pages, your art, where you have a lot of art up there.
Word up.
That shit hard as fuck, bro.
Thank you.
That shit, and it's like I know you on some shrooms when you're doing that kind of stuff. Bro. I could feel it. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
it's definitely the psychedelic universe for sure.
Hell yeah, I can feel it. I can see it in your art. Um, how is creating, bro, under those kind of like conditions? You know what I'm saying?
For
That's
me,
even if you do fucking drugs. You know, we're not endorsing it, but you know, Prodak's opinion, you're probably on shroomed out or some shit. But like for me, you know,
Salute.
no,
I can
it's
feel it.
some
I
dope
can
art,
feel it,
bro.
man.
It's guys. If you guys want to know what we're talking about, go to his Instagram, dude. It's such amazing work.
For real.
yeah, most definitely, my art is inspired by psychedelics. I like to call it like it's like indigenous culture. Mushrooms.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Peyote, that kind of thing.
That's right. Hell yeah.
Keeping it indigenous, bro. That's very important, right, Prodak?
Keeping it to the
Yeah,
roots, bro. Keeping it to the core where we come from. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So
That's where it's at.
Brandon the Wizard, SoCal based. What specific areas in Southern California do you rep?
I'm from the IE, Inland Empire.
That's what's
Shout
up.
out Inland
Yep,
Empire, man.
IE.
A lot of
It's,
homies over there, right?
there's a lot of it's a lot. It's a movement right now, bro. It's bumping right now. You know what I'm
Yeah, some
saying?
dope cats out here right now for sure.
Um, you were talking Prodak. You know, there's a lot of distractions right now in the media. You know, there's this beef, this bullshit beef that I have no idea what the fuck's going on with
Hey,
Kendrick and shit.
Brandon.
I'm not tapped in like that with the whole future bullshit. Like I
Ah,
could care
Brandon.
less.
I have
I represent
I have
underground hip hop
major.
to the fullest.
Brandon, talk to me
And then
about that right
Brandon
now,
was
Brandon.
mentioning
'Cause-
I
off the air about the whole battle scene coming back, you know, and that's interesting.
right. How hip hop is making a full circle right now.
I feel like for the younger kids, they don't understand because the battle scene has disappeared for a long time. Like people like breaking down bars and like trying to dissect the metaphors of songs and stuff. So to them, it's stupid. But like to really hip hop heads, is like for me, I don't know. I like seeing kids breaking down bars and like being into it. Like for me, it's like, oh shit, people are into it again. Okay, like as far as the songs, I heard them. They're like I listen to like Eli and shit. Like I feel like they'll rip Kendrick, in my opinion, like fools like that. But other than that, I feel like it's cool that kids are breaking down bars again.
Just to like take it back to like, you know what I mean, to dissing and shit like that. That's like old school, bro. You know what I'm saying? Back like that's how hip hop kind of like took a jump, right? When fools would show up and they would be they would
Yeah,
battle, and then the DJs would come through and they would battle, and that
But
kind of like
what's the equivalent of that right now in 2024, Brandon? It's
um,
fucking basically social media, right?
yeah, social media, yeah, just
sure.
basically. But I feel like right now, I've been I've been inspired to battle people in my city recently. So what I'm doing,
Right?
I'm calling MCs out and fools that I
Shit.
call out. I'm
Like,
making
oh,
I'm
man.
making a yeah, I'm drawing a trading card of them, like a battle card. So every fool that I'm battling, I make a battle card because we're all homies, and we make
Right,
a battle
right, right.
card of them. We
That's
diss
hard,
each other.
bro.
We're gonna make tracks on each other. We're about to go do a whole thing right now. And me and I don't know if you heard of West Coast. Have you heard of West Coast Avengers?
West Coast Avengers, man.
The
Nah,
West
nah,
Coast
but
Avengers.
put us on
Yeah.
game.
Well, anyways, the my homies from West Coast Avengers, we're about to do a whole thing with it. They're gonna be Jedi. I'm gonna be the Sith, and we're gonna do a whole battle rap, and I'm gonna drop a comic book with it and all that shit. And they're gonna come out on the May 4th on Star Wars Day.
Yeah, that shit sound hard,
Yeah.
fool.
So we're doing that shit. So I
What
feel
what are you
like
guys doing? What, like, you guys really rap battling type
yeah,
shit?
we're gonna battle. They're taking on the persona as the Jedi, and I'm gonna take on the persona as the Sith Lord, and we're just gonna go at each other on tracks, hard as fuck, the hardest lyrics we could think of.
That's hard.
Then I'm gonna drop a comic book. I'm working on that shit right now, and yeah, that's what we're about to do.
You doing the art to your comic book?
I'm doing all the art and everything.
That's a whole lot of mushrooms.
yeah,
Yeah, that's a whole lot of
yeah,
mushrooms, Wando.
yeah. I mean, I'm not taking a trip into the psychedelic universe like that, but yeah, yeah. Um, I'm definitely gonna get inspired here and there and get creative with it and make it as trippy as possible, making it in depth as possible. It's all
Yo,
Star Wars themed too, so it's gonna have lightsabers and stuff in it, and microphones, and like I make a cool storyline about me killing whack MCs and shit. It's gonna be tight.
no,
That's right.
I
That's
just
right.
well, I hope you're not just calling out the lyrical cats, right? Because Brandon, like, there's a lot of cats that are dope that fall into the pocket of the underground.
Yeah,
I
I'm just
hope, but I hope you're attacking the cats that are like into that new wave shit, bullshit, trying to sound like Future, or trying to sound like use auto tunes and shit. Battle those motherfuckers, you know?
oh yeah, I have my lines where I say shit about them all the time. That's without doubt. But there's a couple MCs that I called out, and they turn to complete crybabies. So
Yeah, usually if it takes them like 7 filters
yeah,
to edit their vocals,
And
I
look, there's
I
nothing wrong with calling out MCs
there's nothing
on
wrong
the
with it to
music
me.
side. On the music side,
Yeah,
you don't need to have some sort of beef,
yeah, exactly. There's
you
no
know.
beef. Like I hit the homie up. I didn't hit him up. Like
But if you decide to be a musician, you're a public figure, right, Brandon? So it's free game.
exa- I, that's how I feel a little bit. I mean, a lot of bit to be honest with you. I don't know. I grew up in the common ground era. I don't even know about the common ground out here in the IE, but back in like in the early 2000s, we were going to the vibe down here. We are just battling, dog. Like everyone was battling. Like you couldn't get off stage without someone about to battle you when you walk outside. You know what I'm saying? And we're all homies. I feel like nowadays people have stigma. I heard some people say they hear people battling, they're like, "Oh, it's so negative. We're you're promoting negativity." I was like, "Really? It's the core of the culture." Like my parents are hip hop heads. When they were battling in the park and shit in the '80s, pop locking, graffiti, breakdancing. I grew up on that shit. you know?
I feel like
Man,
Mondo, it's
man,
because
dude,
people
you
are
know what I
more
would love? I would love to see a dope battle that Brandon's talking about right there at Rolling Loud, bro. It'll never happen
you
though,
see what I'm saying?
because these kids will think it's so foreign. They'll probably
That's
fucking turn
exactly.
off.
People get
They're
more
scared.
offended now, bro. Like you can't have like one of those street rap battles anymore, because people get offended. The people around you will start complaining and shit. You know what I mean? People that have nothing to do, the Karens. You know what I mean? The Karens
the
in the crowd get
Karens.
offended at the rap battle, and that's
All
just
the
what.
people that listen to Power 106.
Yeah.
Ah! For
That's
real.
true. That's very true, dog. Like the kids have been getting offended about me recently, just calling people out. Some cats have been down. Everyone that's been down, I already made a trading card for them. All the cats have not been down. I just been like, ah.
Right, hey Brad. Okay, so tell me how did it start? Brandon the Wizard. Tell me about that. Like, how did it start to be? Who? How? Where? How? When? Why? What was it like? You know what I mean?
Well, back in the day, they used to call me MC Mega.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah,
MC
and
Mega.
then
That's hard too.
yeah, they call me MC Mega. And then like around 2012, 2013, I wanted to start going by my first name, and I was really barely getting into like magic and like psychedelics and like esoteric knowledge and like fucking reading like the Kabbalion and like all kinds of books like that. So I was like, man, I'm a fucking wizard right now, you know. So
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna call myself Brandon the Wizard because I was just at that time, I think I was like 25, 26. I was just really into the esoteric sciences and shit, sigil magic, all
Words
that
and
shit.
music put together, it can be a form of magic.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
it
But
is. It's
let
the
me
highest
ask
form.
you, Brandon, like what inspired you to like not get caught up? Like for me, when I was growing up, Dog Pound was fed to me. Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, all that shit was just
Yeah, it
like
was
fucking
fucking
spoon fed to me, but I didn't like it.
bow.
I didn't like it. I was like, man, I don't want to listen to this shit. I was listening to some dope underground shit, you know? But it takes a
Yeah,
certain kid, it takes a certain kid to follow that route, right? Right, Brandon? Like
it does.
how was it you growing up learning about hip hop and then finding out, oh, there's a whole different lane that I could probably relate to more often than like listening to, you know, DJ Quick all day over on the
I
radio.
think the first underground MC that I got into, I was like, fuck, this fool's making me think about some shit I never thought about was Idea.
Oh, rest in peace.
Yeah. Other than that, I was listening to like Ice Cube and like Tupac and like Dog Pound. Corrupt. Some of these cats are lyrical. Like Corrupt is lyrical as fuck. He's
Yeah,
Corrupt
come
is
on,
one of the
that's
most
some shit.
Corrupt is more lyrical West Coast MC that there is. You know what I'm saying?
Look,
I was
look,
listening to that.
Right, baby.
funny story about
Shit.
Dog Pound. Honestly, that was the first hip hop CD that I was exposed to as a
Dog Pound
kid.
That's what's
gang?
Yeah,
up.
That's
That's
what's
one of my
up.
I used
first
to
two
live with my
actually.
grandpa and my aunt's husband, who was in the Navy. Dope, you know, dope cat. You know, he was an uncle of mine. He was black. You know, I'm Mexican. Back when I was fucking 10 years old, I didn't know what the fuck was going on. You know, all I knew was like the music that my parents were listening to and my older
Man,
brother and sister.
they put you
But then,
on,
like,
fool.
what he would do when he would be coming back from the Navy, he was coming back and forth. He would lock himself in a room and listen to music. And then he saw these two twins, 10, 11 years old, don't know what the fuck's going on. He was, hey, dog, come over here. Let's listen to this. I got this new album called The Dog Food. We're like 11, 12 years old. And then we're
That's
listening
just
to it.
banger.
And I'm just like, damn, this is fucking dope. And that's how I got into hip hop. But then,
That's crazy, fool.
But
That's an
like-
origin story right there, fool. That's like the origin story right there.
that just goes to show how OG these guys, right? Like, Corrupt is
Yeah.
dope, right?
Corrupt is very dope. Oh my!
Look
The
at
first hip hop CD that I ever bought was Outkast AT Aliens. It was 1996. I was in 5th grade. That was the first CD I ever bought,
Bang that shit.
and that shit had a fucking comic book inside, dog.
Yup.
But
All-
then,
all
but,
the
but
Outkast
let me
ones
ask
have
you,
shit.
from that, how did you even come across a cat like idea, bro? Like, that's just like a complete divide, right? A complete night and day type of a scenario.
Man, I had an older brother. He was a senior when I was a freshman, and he was into the underground hip hop shit, and he'll be battling people at school and shit, and he'll be giving me CDs, and he gave me idea CDs. Like he's like, you like Eminem, you like that kind of shit. I was always listening to like anyone that had lyricism that was mainstream. That's who I liked. You know what I mean? I didn't like any of the other fools that weren't lyrical. You know, it's like if you like the lyrical fools, you like this full idea. And I think I was like a freshman in high school. He gave me an idea CD on a burnt CD. And I
Well,
was
hey,
like,
dog,
fuck,
shout out
this
to
is fucking
abilities too, man. Like,
dope.
Yeah.
that idea and abilities, man, that shit changed my life forever, man. Like,
Yeah, and I've always made music.
Firstborn
I made
album, I believe.
The Firstborn is the first album I got for
That
not
shit
the
was
Firstborn.
dope.
It was the Many Faces of Oliver Hart. It was the one. It was the first one.
And you know, shout out to Idea. You know, we actually interviewed his mother way back when at South by Southwest. It's on the YouTube channel. Check it out. You know, Idea's mom.
I'm gonna check that out.
You know, he's a world champion battle rapper too.
Yeah, that's how I got. That's how I got into battle rap. This was in high school. After that, I started getting to Super Nat. I started getting to anyone that was battling. I was into them. That was underground. You know what I mean? I remember my junior year in high school. Actually, that's the first time I met Tumex. I met him at BWS over here in Ontario. There used to be his graffiti shop at BWS.
Shout out to Tumex.
And fools told me, they're like, hey, that, because I thought I was a battle rapper. They're like, hey, that nigga's the hottest fool. He's a sick. I never heard his music or nothing at that time. This was the sickest rapper. So I went over there, and while he was ciphering, I tried to fucking battle this fool. This nigga fucking ripped me, dog.
that's hard though, bro. Even to just have that, bro, to even sit
Yeah,
there and cipher with them
that
all
fool
and
was
shit.
dope. Then and ever since then we've been homies. You know, I got a track coming out him next month actually. Me and Alex. So
That's what's
he
up,
got
man. Shout out to that shit,
so
man.
I got into Visionaries. I got into all those cats. You know, Living Legends. When in high school, you know, just from my brother gave me a CD, then I started just trying to show up to all the underground hip hop shows. I remember seeing Crown City Rockers. Remember that hip hop band Crown City Rockers?
Crown
They were a
City
hip hop
Rockers,
band.
mother.
I
They
know.
were they were
Look, it's funny. No, it's funny. I know exactly who they are, bro.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
they're banging. They're banging. My first hip hop show at GCS, I saw them. I was 14.
That's dope. That's way back when,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah. So I've been into underground. Just anything that was battle rap, I was cracking into that shit. I didn't get into the super intellectual, esoteric shit until later. Actually, I didn't start understanding what was intellectual shit until later. Because I've always liked Wu Tang, but I didn't know their shit was on this fucking science shit until way later in life. You know.
And how is like battle rapping, fool? Like just to sit there and start like thinking of your opponent right there on the spot, or just like
Yeah.
like putting shit like that together on the
I
right there.
mean, it's fun, man, and I also like just writing battle type tracks too in general. So I like just use all kinds of similes and metaphors, comparing my shit to dope ass comic book shit and fucking anime shit and fucking just getting as fucking lyrical as possible. Just as you know, I grew up listening to Deltron too. Deltron was one of my first MCs that I got really fanboyed over him, and I was like, "Fuck, this was dope ass shit." And I was like really breaking down his lyrics and like seeing how he was his whole aesthetic and how he was presenting himself and shit. Like Deltron was one of those fools that really like changed
Look,
the way I
look.
look at music.
I want to break it to you, Deltron. Shout out to Deltron.
Shout out to Deltron.
It's three individuals. It's Del the fucking Homo sapien,
Yes.
Dan the
Okay,
Automator,
okay.
and DJ Koala.
Yeah, Dan
Uh,
the Automator is a producer, which he does Handsome Boy Modeling School, which is a dope ass collaboration projects that has a bunch of dope MCs on there, and also has a dope ass metal singer that I like named Mike Patton that does a bunch of shit with Deltron too.
That shit is hard,
yeah,
fool.
the Deltron 3030, man. I remember
The
freshman year in
album
high
is
school,
fucking hard.
98, 99, bro. I was a freshman and I went to a backyard show and they were playing that shit. I was like, yo, what the fuck is this?
Hey,
I want to devise a virus to send dire straits to your environment. Crush a corporation with the mouth touch. That shit's so fucking hard.
when I started first heard of ID, the internet was like barely like breaking through. Like we were first able to like go and search and look up more music
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So he kind of like he was big. He blew up in the underground hip hop
Yeah.
community.
What I liked about ID is that he could hold his own against anybody in the battle, but then his intellectual level of writing songs was superior to anyone else too. He was just had shit that really make you think. He had superior ideas. You know what I'm saying?
Hell
It was
yeah.
crazy.
But you know that it's funny how are you mentioning these idea like that, man? Because me growing up listening to like Idea Ability, it got me into other branches, like listening to the whole Rhyme Sayers clique and then branching off and then Murs and then Living Legends and then like you said, the Project Blows. It's
Yeah.
like there's a
Real
whole
shit.
umbrella of dope shit. And it just seems like
Oh
everyone
yeah.
at that time, everyone was kind of like mingling with one another, just helping out with the circulation of that type of sound, you know?
Yeah. I remember seeing rest in peace to Gift and Gab. I remember seeing Gift and Gab a lot when before he passed away. He used to do shows out here in the IE and in LA a lot. That's another MC that also had like battle rap bars, but he also had a superior intellect too. You know what I'm saying? From Black Alicious, Gift of Gab.
I know you're mentioning a lot of these dope ass names and shit, but what are more influences that you had like in this hip hop game?
As of now, like of newer cats.
Yeah, like what are your influences today? Let's say today's hip hop, today's music.
Don't tell me it's
Um,
Kanye West, bro.
Oh man, what's wrong with Kanye
man,
West, man?
No, I love
Goodness.
Kanye. You know what I'm saying?
um, nothing against him. Like I haven't listened to any of his songs in a long time, to be honest with you. So I can't really say anything about him like that. So, but I like Yugen Blackrock. Have you heard of her?
No, I don't think I'm familiar.
She's probably one of my favorite lyricists. Yugen Blackrock. She's an MC from South Africa. She's pretty dope.
Okay, hell
She
yeah.
drops nothing. She drops nothing but boom bap underground shit. Purely.
So you ain't fucking with the Kendrick Lamar J Cole beef right now.
I I, I I feel like it's dope that people are breaking down the bars, and I respect them as artists. They have both of them have songs that I like, but those songs are not the hottest beef battle rap songs I've heard. Like
Like for sure they're not
I listen
ether,
to
fool.
fucking
That's not ether.
yeah. No,
Like
I
that's
listen
not
to Jedi
ether,
Mind Tricks
John
and shit.
Blaze.
Like
You know, Java? That's not ether, John Blaze. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I was like,
I feel
I
you.
listen to Jedi. I listen to Jedi Mind Tricks and shit, dog. I listen to fools that be spitting crazy shit. Like
Yeah, hell yeah. Next level bar.
And the whole bullshit
yeah,
propaganda about, oh, where's the response? Blah blah blah
Like
blah.
they're waiting on Drake's response.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Drake really
Drake's not
sitting
gonna
there
respond.
with like 12
These
ghostwriters and
fools
shit.
don't give a fuck about anybody. They don't give a shit about their fans, bro. I'll
Yeah,
tell you that much. I would assume Kendrick does a little, but outside of that, all these other fools, like, they're just straight up rapping in
yeah.
front of sheep.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you could tell Kendrick is rapping for the art of rapping because even some of his commercial songs, I could tell he's digging back to like some of the funk sounds and some of the more like 60s, 70s sounds with some of the funk like Parliament sounds and like Bootsy Collins type sounds, even what he does with his voice. So he's kind of digging back into black culture at a different level than what new music is nowadays. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
But
You know,
I'm not a super huge fan though. But I just break down music of that. Like
but how about everyone's talking to me since I'm a hip hop journalist, you know, the dudes that are like stuck in that whole mainstream lane, they're attacking me because they're like, yo, how come you're not promoting the future shit? And like, to me, bro, I don't know. Like,
There is a whole crowd of people though. There's a whole fan base behind that. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Where they
have you
feel
ever heard a future song, Brandon?
I have, and they're not memorable.
yeah, I can't
See,
see here.
right? Like, I can't,
Like they're more memorable for like the stuff they go through,
dude.
like their drama and shit. You know what I
People
mean?
are
Yeah.
trying to tell me, yo, that's the hottest shit. That's bringing hip hop, saving hip hop. And I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, damn, bro,
No,
like you need medication. And then people are like, nah, motherfucker, you need medication, homie. Like, and they're like arguing with me. And I'm just like, bro, do you even know the lane that I even cover? Why the fuck would I even cover that?
yeah.
They must
Hey,
not have heard of artists.
to bring it back to your last question, where you're saying what's inspiring me right now, Coast Contra. I heard them for the first
Oh,
time. I took my
Contra,
fucking
I heard Coast
I
Contra.
put a beat on and started writing a verse, and I heard them the first time. I was like, oh shit, fools are spitting like this. I was like, oh shit. I was like, click. I'm fucking writing
Yeah,
verses.
Shout out to Coach Contra. I, you
Yeah,
know,
and
I know those
they're
two
newer,
boys.
they're
they're
full of
newer.
shit.
You know, they're fucking dope.
I,
I like
I,
those
I,
fools.
Lyrical.
Rio
Yeah.
Los, the twins. They're the Razzkansas boys.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Okay,
Razzkansas
I
twin
didn't know
sons.
that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Okay, okay.
That's
That's
what's
crazy. That's
up.
wild.
No
That's
wonder.
real wild.
No, no wonder, right?
Yeah,
Like,
come
yeah,
on,
dad's
man.
No wonder.
Razzcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fuck.
Rio Los, shout out to Rio Los and to the twin boys, man, and you know, shout out to Raz. You know, that's a great, you know, father sons killing it
Yeah,
in the game.
Yeah, man.
I
That's
haven't liked any new. Yeah, that's just dope. I haven't liked any new rappers really, except for like MCs like that, Coast Contra, that kind of shit. You know, I was really
But
feeling oh, who's that? I like
on
Flat
on
Bijan.
your social media though, let me ask you something though, Brandon. Like, when you're on social media, do the feeds deliver you that bullshit? Like, just randomly, like myself? Like, sometimes I just see some bullshit about Drake or Kanye or P. Diddy,
Yeah,
and I'm just like,
all
yo,
the
why the
time.
fuck am I even getting this?
that's all
Yeah,
they
yeah.
cover. Fool. Why the fuck is it all they cover?
On
And shit?
it. To be honest with you, is this on a deeper level? Like all this shit's controlled. I don't like talking about it too much because no one wants to
Let's
know the
talk
fucking
about
truth.
it.
They don't know what the fucking truth is going
No,
on.
but
The
this
truth
is what
is,
this channel is all about, bro.
Go viral,
We're
let
baby.
against
me
the grain.
This
fucking
is for
go
the
in then. I'm
unheard.
gonna go, yeah, I'm gonna go in then, bro. Everything is controlled by a little bit of corporations. And what happens with hip hop and punk rock and all that, all those rebel music type shit,
The
they want to
agenda.
make sure it's yeah, they want to make sure it's dumbed down, it's stupid. They want to
Uh-huh.
have poppy as possible, not about anything. It's just dumb. You know what I mean?
The agenda, bro. The agenda.
The
Hence the
agenda.
music today in the radio.
Yeah,
It's what they're promoting and what they're
that's what they
pushing.
promote.
Every
Yeah,
social media out there is pushing down your throat like they want you to
yeah,
bump this shit. And it sounds ridiculous and it sounds slow and it
It's
sounds
all the
dumb.
same
it is.
shit. The whole
Yeah,
future
it is not.
propaganda, the
Yeah,
beef.
it is not even
It's
just.
exactly
Yeah,
what Brandon's saying.
It's not even just with hip hop. It's with all mainstream media, all across the board, with cartoons, even fucking
Yeah.
comic books, fucking all of it has some kind. All of it has all kinds of underlying ways to control your mind and all kinds of shit. And people have been screaming about this for years, but people call me what do you call it, conspiracy theorists and all that kind of shit. But nah,
That shit ain't
motherfuckers,
conspiracy theory no
it's just
more.
not
Fool.
conspiracy.
That shit's a fact. It's happening. It's
No,
in
Yeah,
the music.
but Brandon,
and
ultimately, if you follow the money, it's a human being behind everything.
oh yeah, there's human beings behind
Somebody
it. They
some
want to
control
control.
for sure.
Yeah, human beings want to control other human beings.
It's a
You know what
power
I
thing,
mean?
huh, fool?
And that
That's
and
how I
that
feel about P. Diddy what he's going through right now. He's not I don't even
oh,
feel like he's like that. It's
it's a,
just a power thing.
I just think it's
it's
fake.
a
Bro. I
social
think it's all fake
Oh,
news.
social
man, that's a lot of fake news. It's a
yeah,
lot of
it could be real, but there's a lot bigger news going on.
and that's a cover up. That's
You know what I'm
distraction
saying?
and shit. Like, oh, look at P. Diddy and McMill. You know what I mean? And then over here they doing a little magic trick with the back of the hand and shit.
Like,
You know what I'm saying? They
yeah,
do something get real over there. Boom, earthquakes.
there's
Ah, the fuck?
they're sorcerers. That's what they call it, broadcasting. They're casting spells on everybody.
Well, look,
Insane.
ultimately, P Diddy, I guess, but he's the one that fucking blew up Biggie, right?
I mean,
Like, no,
a
let's be
lot of New
real. Like,
York fucking
Yeah,
music
no,
came out of
isn't
fucking
Biggie
that
yeah,
kind
Smalls
of.
considered apparently
Yeah,
like one of the biggest of all time, bro? Like,
come on,
yeah.
bro. As far as like what
Yeah,
exploded music,
he started off as a battle rap MC a little bit. You know, he was
right?
battling fools.
so apparently P Diddy was the one that
Oh man,
blew up Biggie.
it's
That was
cause
his
it's
guy.
cause back to the power thing. It's a power thing, fool. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? It's a power thing
And
amongst.
remember, he died when he was 25 years old, bro.
They took him out.
Yeah.
Fool. Died too young.
Or I think he was probably 24. Yeah.
Died too young, man. Died too young.
Yep. That's way too
But
young,
it's funny
man.
how Puff Daddy's been making more money than him actually being alive. Like,
Exactly.
no, look, like,
That part.
right?
And that's how
You
you
see,
start thinking about
you see.
fool, they did that shit on purpose, fool. Like,
I started
you
putting
know what I
deep
mean? It's
thought
a
into this.
business move and
I've been
shit.
seeing a lot of these videos about him maybe setting up Biggie to get killed because he
It, I,
wanted his money, you know?
I've seen some wild shit.
man, dude, fucking Puff Daddy and Suge Knight were homies, man. They tried to do it together, kill Tupac and Biggie, and take money off the royalties and all that shit.
I
The
seen a
thing was,
video.
Tupac's mom went to court with this nigga and got all the rights to the music. And that's how she came out until the end of time and all his albums there in the what do you call it, in the early 2000s, because
Right.
she went to court and then battled this fool Suge Knight for the rights
Of that of
of his
his music.
music, of his lyrics and shit. Yeah,
Hey,
but he tried to do the same thing.
I seen a video where they said that P. Diddy and Tupac were lovers at one point. And then the whole beef comes from like them kind of breaking up and having little issues and shit like that. And then they get into detail and all that shit for how he has like P. Diddy has Tupac tattooed in his heart somewhere or something like that. Like it got deep. I was like, what the fuck? I don't know about too much conspiracy, but man.
Bro,
Yeah,
ultimately, shout out to
someone
Tupac, but he was the equivalent of like Future today, popularity wise, right? Like that was the mainstream, right, Brandon? Like that was
that was the mainstream.
that was the top of the top, right? The
That
Snoop
was
Dogg.
the top. Yep, exactly. Before underground, before I got into underground hip hop, those were my first albums I was buying. Because my dad's a producer. I was getting CDs and shit when I was like in fourth, fifth grade. You know, I had Tupac CDs when they first came out. I had the double disc and I owned them. You know what I mean? Like in elementary school.
That's hard.
Like
I
that
got
was like,
fucking Tupac tape, fool. I got Tupac
yeah.
tape, fool. Where
Oh,
it's
this is off topic.
double sided shit. Like
Yeah, I found my Slipknot tape that I had with from the first album the other day. It's off topic from hip hop, but it's just fucking throwback as fuck from like '97 or some shit.
it's classics, man.
Yeah,
And we go to like the music. That's what it's turned into too. It's so electric now. Like it's so back then it was people were recording out for like analogs, MPCs, and just drum machines and all these crazy gadgets and today all that shit's in an electronic on your phone and the computer. And all the music you can hear it now, you know what I'm saying?
yeah. There's less organic sounds for sure. It's the the '80s did that to it. Actually, it was our generation in the '90s was really would start electrifying hip hop. We start coming out all these different types of drum machines and shit, like the MPCs and the SP1s and all that shit. And then we started using instead of using authentic drum sounds off records, because when you sample a record from back in the day, you're getting an authentic drum sound. You're sampling someone playing on a drum kit, so we're hearing the real phonetics from the a stick hitting an instrument.
Uh,
But in the '90s, or when not in the '90s, I say in this even '70s and '80s, when they start coming out with Moogs and keyboards and drum machines, we start getting synthesized sounds are not the same. It's not the same vibration as hitting like a skin of a
and
drum.
frequencies matter, right? Like you're into all this
Frequencies
shit.
matter.
Frequencies
I
matter.
mean, frequencies matter on a level that organic frequencies are definitely good for you. The human voice, drums made out of animal skins, singing bowls, things like that. There's all kinds of debates about the frequencies and tunings. I don't get into that, but I know for sure, like with the indigenous culture, using different like drums that are made out of different animal skins or different things of nature, like plants and stuff like that, have significant meanings different to different tribes and things like that around the world. It's important. They're organic sounds.
That's hard. That's hard as
You
fuck.
know,
It's
in
real.
the early hip hop, Cool Herc and these cats, they're sampling break beats with organic sounds from records, and that's what we're hearing in the early songs when fools are just sampling break beats and shit. We're hearing organic drum sets because they're sampling, Parliament. They're sampling George Clinton. They're sampling, Miles Davis. Even they're sampling. You know what I mean? We're hearing
What are they
organic
sampling today, Mondo?
sounds.
Like what are they saying? What are they doing in the
They're
studio
fucking
to,
sampling TikTok videos and shit.
you know what I'm saying?
Resampling TikTok. I mean, there's
The
some cats
time
out there that
span.
are new. The rhyme schemes are
People's
stupid.
time span, bro. People's like their focus is only like 15 seconds now and shit, you know?
That's very true, man. I think it killed the way records are listened to, the way music is now. Because back in the day, we'll get a record and we'll be like, "Fuck, we're gonna listen to this shit beginning to end." And
Yeah.
sometimes you listen to a record, there'll be hidden songs on the last song. You'll wait like 10 minutes, and I know our fucking another song will come on and shit on some records. And like you can't get that energy. When stuff's coming out on Spotify and people are only dropping singles and stuff like that. So the culture's different now because people ain't dropping. They're not thinking about
3 minute
their album being.
songs ended.
Yeah, they're
Okay,
not
Brandon.
thinking about. They're not thinking about their albums, how they're being played through when they're making the record. You know what I'm saying?
Look, do you pay the $9.99 a month, Brandon, to Spotify to listen to shit?
No, actually, recently I started taking my music off of there.
Okay. Why so?
Yeah, because for one, I want to start building on my own network, even though it's small right now. I want to start building my own network that's focused around my Patreon and my Bandcamp, where people that really want to support me can just buy my records for a dollar for a track, for $10 for the album, and then my major collaborations that I do like last year I did some songs with Head PE, um, those songs like that come out on Spotify and stuff. You know what I
We
mean?
we always talk
And
about
I'm
how Bandcamp is big, Mondo.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and I'm about to drop the song I do at Tumex in a month or so. I'm gonna drop that on all platforms too. But only those major collaborations I drop on all platforms. My
Shout
full
out to
my full mix.
Tumex.
Yeah,
Hell,
shout out to
Tumex,
Tumex. My full.
Tumex only sells his music on Bandcamp too.
that's tight,
Yeah,
huh?
It's dope.
How they got complete control of like their music and who's buying it and all that shit.
yeah,
Well, it's not. It's direct to consumer, direct to your fan, man. Like Spotify, it
exactly.
is what it is. But it's a reality that if you're not popping on Spotify, apparently you're irrelevant. You know that's the market that we're
That's
in.
that's the market that we're in for sure. But I'm not just promoting my music. I have an audio book and I have comic books and stuff. So my network I'm trying to build, my community I'm trying to build, is gonna be focused around my comic book, which is based around hip hop culture and it's based around indigenous culture, and it's gonna be based around my music and stuff too. So I'm trying to leave Spotify and them out of it as much as I can and get people that are interested in actually art, interested in buying comic books, interested in having pins, interested in coming to shows and being part of battles and that kind of stuff.
That's dope.
Hell yeah, that's what's up, fool. And I'm sure you're gonna influence the
Yeah.
next generation of young hip hop heads.
Yeah, exactly. And like I stopped being as concerned. Like recently, I have my art being represented by Beverly Hills Art Gallery right now. So I got my artwork, a whole collection of blue chip art galleries. So I've been relaxing lately. Like, man, I need to just chill out and trying to be on Spotify, trying to be on this, trying to be on that. I'm start doing shit to really get the culture popping. That's why I start doing this NFT battle thing where I make NFT trading cards of people that I'm battling and start dropping tracks and like try to just get cool hip hop stuff going. You know.
That
So what's
sounds
up with
dope.
this NFT shit? Like,
Yeah, that sounds
I
dope.
heard it's a fucking scam, dog, or there's so many motherfuckers just making it look so bad.
I
You know,
think
I remember at one point they were trying to sell me an NFT for 10 G's, and I'm like, what the fuck?
I know. Like,
yeah,
what
well
is it?
this is how I see the cryptocurrency landscape right now. There's people that really invested in some coins. Like I invested in some coins that I made a good return on because the utility had not the NFT but the brand of the coin had so much cool stuff on it. Like I build on Solana right now. They have like video games on there. They have other people making comic books on there that and you could buy you can participate in these ecosystems with their coins. You know what I'm saying? So if you're into it, it's real dope. And then there's NFTs that are worth money, and there's people building their brands up on there. But there are people scamming, just like in real life. Like you know, what I mean, the Federal Reserve is scamming you right now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, man. There's gonna be a trapper for something every day.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
you're getting
Is it
scammed in your
Ethereum
everyday
though?
life.
It's still NFTs are backed by Ethereum, right?
That shit to me is
Yeah,
rocket science, fool. I don't
yeah.
even, you know what I mean? I don't even
And
know
also too,
half
it
of the
depends
crypto
who's
crypto
it
market and all that shit.
it depends who's doing the it depends who's hosting the project too. Um, like right now, if you buy NFT from me, I'm gonna honor whoever buys my NFT, and like you get discounts on my store. You get free airdrops of free digital downloads and assets and stuff like that. I honor all that shit. So it's not a ripoff when you mess with me. And I've invested in Solana and XTC and some of these things. I've made money and I like it. I have
So
fun. So crypto.
maybe you know some of this stuff. What was
Yeah, it's not like what Jake Paul's fucking doing.
yeah,
And
it's
he was
not
like,
they're scamming, fool. But what was
Yeah,
Tory Lanez talking about, fool? You know Tory Lanez was talking he had set up some type of like you would buy his album. What is that?
he
What was
sold
that?
his album as an NFT and he made the most money he ever made because he
Yeah.
basically cut out the middleman, which were the major record labels, and now he's in jail. So
So they set him up, fool.
he
I don't
spoke
think
up.
oh yeah, a lot of the big artists that were really doing big stuff with crypto, they either don't talk about it or they get silenced. I Nipsey was doing a lot with crypto. He was trying to build crypto cities and crypto shopping centers and shit.
you feel me? And then they get silenced and
'Cause-
shit.
because it's decentralized. Like right now, I just bought a crypto ID, and I could build a website on top of that that's decentralized, and I could put whatever I want on it, and no one could tell me what to do. Like right now, and on these .coms and stuff, they're hosted by a bigger corporate. I don't know the name of the corporation, but they're hosted by a bigger corporation that regulate what's going on the internet and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So Web3 is completely decentralized, and it's trying to make its way through right now, and they're trying to discredit it and not let it make its way through.
That's what we need to be on, man. Underground hip hop blog
Yeah,
needs to be over there.
it's underground. Like it's like right now, if I want to send you $10,000, if I did it to the bank, I'm gonna get taxed. I'm gonna have to do. It's gonna take days, this and that, blah blah. But if you had a wallet that was in the same cryptocurrency that I had, I can convert that $10,000 into cryptocurrency, and I can send it to you in seconds.
Fuck it, let's try it.
Not even get taxed. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck it, let's try it. Ah.
That's
Hell
how
yeah.
it
That's
goes. You know.
dope. That's
I mean,
dope.
and on some blockchains they have this thing called gas. Well, they'll charge you a little bit to move your money and this and that. But depending on what coins you got, like right now, if I put a couple grand in XTZ and I send it to you right now, it's only cost me like $2, and then maybe in $1. I send you know what I'm saying. You with the bank, you're gonna have to wait days. If I can't see that much money right now, it's gonna take you some time.
So that's why like it's kind of like they haven't.
I'm telling you, man.
The federal bank hasn't came and fuck with it yet. Like there's no stipulations.
I'm calling
there's
it
no
right
Yeah.
now. Within 5 years, fiat currency is going to be non-existent.
It's
the
gonna be
cash.
non-existent.
No more
And to be
cash.
honest with you, I have my conspiracies about cryptocurrency too. I think it's secretly controlled by the government too. Where they're trying to make it sound like it's some DeFi thing to get people into digital coins. I also have that theory as well.
Makes sense.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Makes
Yeah.
sense. And it's in the music. It's in the music you're making today.
Yeah, so right now I have NFTs you can buy. I have an album up on this website called Object, and you could pay for it with Tezos. And I have a comic book right now on my Patreon audiobook and a soundtrack. You could list it on there, and there's NFT cards that come out every month.
That's hard as fuck, fool.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to what you've been doing. You know what I'm saying, for the culture,
Oh,
and keep
thank you,
doing the
man.
shit, fool.
Yo,
Same to you guys, man. Same
yo,
to you guys.
anything new that you're promoting right now? Anything you want people to check out?
Definitely the Patreon and the comic book. Um, this audio drama that I made. I produced all the beats. I made all the music. I wrote the script, all that shit. And it's you can listen to it. It's an hour and 50 minutes. $5 a month. You can hop in. You can listen to it. There's also a comic book that I'm making with my homie. I don't know if you know Rob Nori. He's a sick ass underground MC out here. He's also a comic book artist. We have a comic book that you could read on my Patreon as well. It's a punk rock comic book about a clown that just beats the shit out of people.
That's hard. Like
So
rap
yeah.
battle, fool.
So we're doing the whole comic book nerd cultural thing. I got a bunch of homies that we're doing battle tracks with each other, calling each other out, and we're gonna keep releasing comic books, keep releasing NFT cards, and keep having fun with hip hop. And it takes the edge off because I really want to be telling people about the government and shit, but everyone be like trying to throw tomatoes at me. So I'm like, man, let's get some fun stuff going on.
Any names that you could talk about that you're gonna battle? NFT card.
um, I'm definitely gonna battle Tangent Wiggy Woo from the West Coast Avengers. My homie Diesel K. We're doing the Star Wars battle. I'm battling my homie Spencer Bonds right now. We're writing tracks on each other, and those are the two. And I got the trading cards about to come out in a couple weeks. And also too, I'm on this label called Interstellar Rabbit Hole out in New Jersey. The album called Darth Maga Lord of the Sith is gonna drop on the same day with some diss tracks on it on the May 4th with the comic book and shit.
Bro, that just sounds to me as a hardworking motherfucker, huh?
That sounds like a lot of like you're
Yeah.
gonna be busy, fool.
Yeah, I just be here drawing, making comic books, and just doing art and shit all day nonstop. I do nunchucks and shit too, and martial arts too. So I just be training, doing my thing. I make most of my money off doing graphic designs and my art gallery stuff. So
Man, that's such a dope avenue
And at the
of
end of
like
the
being a
day,
businessman, being an entrepreneur. But
Mondo, that's hip hop, fool.
yeah, I know.
That's hip hop, fool. That's still art form of you know what I mean, creative fucking doing your graffiti. You know what I mean? Now it's in the iPad. Now it's in the tablet. Now it's in notebooks. Now
yep,
you know what I mean. It's a different form of graffiti, but it's for sure still hip hop.
most definitely. Oh yeah, in one of my comic books, I got a gang of homies like that have the graffiti pieces up inside the comic book because the comic books are based on hip hop and punk rock and just kind of obscure underground culture altogether. You know what I'm saying? So I got homies that do graffiti with their graffiti up inside the comic books.
That's
Dope.
hard. Hell yeah.
Yo, man, I appreciate you always showing us love with the page, with the
Oh,
promotion.
I appreciate you guys, man, for just staying true to the culture and promoting dope artists all the time. And like, you know, someone like me that appreciates lyricism, appreciates dope shit. You guys are always just doing dope shit, and it's tight to tune into you guys on Instagram. It's tight to tune into you guys on the website. It's just real hip hop.
Keep doing it, man. Keep doing it. Keep sharing it. Tell the people, man. Send the right artists this way. You know what I'm
Most
saying?
definitely. Most definitely. Maybe we can work out some way we could promote these comic book pages and these NFT cards on the blog some kind of way.
Oh no,
I'm gonna
yeah, yeah. I want
yeah,
to promote your latest material. I'll get the press run from you. Just make sure you add all those links, and then obviously I'll have some backlinks for you. You know, once it's posted on the blog, those links get more authority. You know.
most definitely. Yep. I appreciate you guys for sure, man. You guys are doing it for the culture 100%, 130%, 10,000.
Well, look, every Saturdays, tune in, 7 p.m. We're gonna be interviewing some dope cats. Damn, Prodak, dope show.
No, and you got any special guests for next Saturday? You don't got no names right now?
Well, I got several names. It's just a matter of who we're gonna be locking in. You know.
Let me throw a couple shout outs real quick. Shout out to Chamber Records, my homie Spock Beat. Shout out to Archive. Shout out to fucking Astro Travelers. Shout out to West Coast Avengers. Shout out to B-Side Show. Shout out to Rob Nori. Shout out to Notice Young. Shout out to The Problem Child. Shout out to if I forgot anybody, I don't know, but shout out to everybody in the IE right now. Peace.
Yo, thank you, Brandon, for taking some time. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Leave a comment. Like the video. Follow Prodak Pistolas on Instagram. Follow Brandon the Wizard on Instagram.
Yeah. Check out my website, www.brandonwizardart.com. You can check out comic books. I got beats on there, everything.
And remember, this is the #1 spot. This is the home of underground hip hop. Underground